Hey guys, it's Sam. It's been a minute. I haven't had a lot of time to film, but it is the middle of the year, a little past the middle of the year by the time this goes up. And I want to check in about my series goals and my TBR goals that I set at the beginning of the year, how it's going, all of that. So in quarter two, so through the end of June, I finished two series. One was the Wilderwood duology by Hannah Witten, and the other was the Expanse series by James S.A. Corey. I started and then decided not to continue the Threads That Bind duology. I read the first book, it was just fine, and then since I have forgotten it, and I think I read it like the beginning of quarter two. So it has not held on. I will not continue with that. I don't feel the need to. I then started, but also caught up with two series because those were the first books in new series that I plan to continue. And that is The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. There's a name for the series that, they never put names of series on books anymore, so why would that be a helpful thing? And then Sorcery and Small Magics by Micah Dooley. So started, but then caught up with, so it's not really impacting my numbers as much as starting a series that's like maybe already completed and now I'm behind. So my current numbers for 2025 series-wise are I've completed 3 series and DNF'd 1, and then I have 7 series that I'm caught up with that are currently ongoing, and 29 unfinished series. So, I forgot one. I caught up also with Monsoon Rising, the second book in the Hurricane Wars by Teo Guzman, which I actually really liked, guys. I need to do a review on this, I think. But yeah, I was really into this. I don't know. Surprised me too. So checking in on the first half of the year, I made a bunch of series goals for series that I specifically wanted to finish in the first half of the year. That has not gone so well. There were 8 series on that list that I wanted to finish up with. Like I had the books on my shelf and I wanted to finish them. And I only finished 2 of those, that being the Wilderwood duology and the First Sister trilogy. But I think the problem is a few of those are holding me back for various reasons because I've heard that the final books are not that good. So first of those is the Iron Widow duology, which I'm now hearing is a trilogy. I'm hearing like really conflicting things about this, so if you guys have the info, please leave it in the comments. But my understanding was this was a duology. Then Heavenly Tyrant came out and people have been hating it, and I've also been hearing that it's actually a trilogy now. I don't know. So it's making me like not necessarily want to continue because I did love this book so much. And I do want to reread this book, and having to reread a book, which I will do, but reread a book for a series, continuing, like I'm just behind on some things, we'll get to that. And then the other series like this is the Atlas 6 series by Olivia Blake with the Atlas Complex. I've always been just like whatever about that series, like it's like a 3.5 star for me. And a lot of people who like love the series apparently hated the Atlas Complex. So I'm just kind of like, I have these books and I could finish them, but this isn't really convincing me. The rest of the series on that list I still really want to finish, and one of them, the Burning Kingdoms series by Tasha Suri, I reread the first 2 books in that series to finish the Lotus Empire, hopefully this quarter, definitely before the end of the year. So in addition to that, even though I only finished 2 of the goals from that like series goals list for the first half of the year, I then went ahead and completed 2 series that I had planned for the second half of the year. So kind of evens out. In the second half of the year, weirdly, I had less. I don't know why I didn't split this out a little bit better, but I didn't. I should just make it like a whole year goal because that's what it has turned into. So yeah, that's where I am with series stuff for those of you that like series numbers. Now the other thing is my big TBR goal of reading the books in my TBR this year. I think I'm reading a little bit less this year for a number of reasons, most of them being video games. I got really obsessed with Infinity Nikki and then fell off of that. If you're in the Infinity Nikki player base, you'll probably know why. And then switched right after that to Palia, which I'm now currently obsessed with. So I'm still listening to a number of audiobooks, but I've been not like physically reading quite as much, although I feel like my hyperfixation with Palia is getting to like a more of an equilibrium where I've been reading and playing Palia a little bit more recently, which has now allowed me to film because I also was like, I can't film a thing, I must go farm and do all the fun things in Palia. Palia has nearly gotten me back into Twitch streaming. I don't have a setup anymore, which is why I haven't, but if anything was going to, it was going to be Palia. But anyway, as far as my getting the books off of my physical TBR goal, this might be like my worst year yet for the halfway mark, and at this point we're past the halfway mark, right? So I started the year with 46 total books on the TBR, 51 things I needed to read that included like rereads to be able to read the next book in the series, right? But if we just talk about the 46, I've only finished 10. I finished 2 rereads of the 5 that I would need to reread. So yeah, 12 books of the 51 total. That's not great. That's not great. I think I've just been using my library way more with like Libby and stuff and listening to a lot of audiobooks and things that I don't necessarily have physical copies of, lots of nonfiction, things like that. So what I'm going to do coming up very soon, it's the next thing I'm going to start filming because I just finished the book that I was reading, Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil. If you guys want a review for that, let me know. I think I'm going to film one possibly today. So, you know, your opinion might not matter that much because I will film one, but also if you guys don't want to hear another person talk about that book, I just won't edit that video if I do film it, because I feel like a lot of people have already said a lot of things. I don't know, but if you want to hear my thoughts, let me know. Anyway, I'm going to be doing a vlog, a reading vlog for a bunch of like smaller books on the physical TBR to like churn through some things, and also because I really want to, like, since I was reading Bury Our Bones in Midnight Soil and it's such a chunker, it's like 533 pages, I was kind of dragging through it because it's a slower book, and I was like, I just want to get to some other things on my shelf. Not enough that I wanted to DNF that book, because the writing in there was still good, but like, I was like, okay, let me out. Let me at 'em. So yeah, I'll be doing a reading vlog for that coming up. So if you want some more vlogs and stuff from me, that is coming. So yeah, as far as my reading goals this year, not great, but again, also because I've been hyperfixating on a bunch of other things. The coloring is still going, although I haven't had as much time to color because of palea. I've also started fish tanks, aquascaping. I'm currently cycling a fish tank, a 10-gallon fish tank for a betta fish that I'm going to get once that tank is cycled, a fully planted tank. It's a whole thing. I have a lot of hobbies now that I cycle through, and not just this. Anyway, good to chat. So yeah, comment below, let me know how your goals are going. I'm also gonna film the mid-year freakout tags so that you have some of my, like, how's my reading year gone so far? Because I've still been having good reads. I just haven't, you know, been keeping up with the goals so much. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all guys soon. Bye.